Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel, Magnetize Official. In today's video, I'm diving into a twin flame energy update and offering a reading for the twin flame collective. So, if you identify as a twin flame or a divine counterpart, this one is for you. But even if you're unsure whether your connection is truly a twin flame, or if you don't resonate with the twin flame label at all, don't worry. There's still something here for you. I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. If you found yourself here and felt drawn to this reading, there's a reason for that. That pull you're experiencing might be the universe guiding you towards some insight or information you need to hear right now. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading. If you'd like me to channel messages that are tailored specifically to you and your unique situation, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've noticed that when you like and subscribe, I'm able to tune into much more precise messages, and I often hear from viewers that the readings resonate more deeply. That's because, by engaging with the video, you're essentially sending your energy my way, letting me know you're here and checking in energetically. Since energy transcends time and distance, no matter where you are or when you're listening, I can sense your energy and channel messages that are more specific to you. That said, it's important to always trust your own intuition during these readings. While I do pick up on hyper-specific details, not every message may be meant for you. Right now, I'm feeling a really strong energy, especially as many of you have subscribed, liked, and sent your intentions this way. It's like a buzzing sensation, which tells me a lot of you have come to this reading with powerful and specific intentions, so thank you for that. If you haven't yet set an intention, now is a great time to do so, either out loud or in your mind, as I shuffle the cards. Let's see what messages are waiting for you. Wow, a card just flew out of the deck right away, and it landed face up, which feels like a clear sign that I need to share this message with you. Usually, I like to pull a few cards before diving into the reading, but the energy today is really strong. The card that came up is the Indecision card, and it's in the reverse position. Interestingly, this card is number 8, and I've been seeing the numbers 88 and 888 a lot lately, so this might resonate with you. You know, I love to channel specific words through what I call my word scramble, and a few words that popped up are past, opinion, and mood. While any of these might connect with you personally, the word past really stood out to me. I heard the message, indecision is in the past, which aligns perfectly with the reversed indecision card, signaling that someone in this connection is moving out of a period of uncertainty. You also know I like to look up angel numbers during these readings to channel more specific messages. So I looked up 888, and the message that came through is, trust that everything is always working out, not only for your highest good, but for the highest good of all. As I read that, I had this image of being in an airplane, lifting off the ground, and seeing everything from a bird's eye view. I feel this is a metaphor for someone listening right now. There's a nudge from your higher self, spirit guides, or whatever spiritual forces you connect with, to step back and view your situation with your twin from a higher perspective. Try to detach from the day-to-day triggers, emotions, and intensity, and see the bigger picture of your connection. I'm hoping to get more clarity on this as we move further into the reading. I like to start with some general thoughts and messages to set the tone for what's to come. So, what I'm curious about is this period of indecision that we, as the Twin Flame Collective, are moving out of. What's coming to an end here? In the word scramble, the words apart and separation came up. It feels like there's been a lot of indecision around questions like, are you going to choose me? Or, why didn't you choose me? There's this theme of being chosen. It's almost as if someone in this connection has been unsure about whether they want to commit to this relationship, or if they're considering someone or something else, which has caused a disconnect or separation, whether physically or emotionally. But I feel like this energy is shifting. The next card that came up is the Journey card in the upright position, which is really interesting. On the Indecision card, we see someone standing at a fork in the road in a dark, confusing forest with signposts pointing in different directions, unsure of which path to take. But on the Journey card, the person is walking with purpose in one direction, still with signposts, but now they seem much more decisive, like they know where they're going. I sense a shift happening within the Twin Flame Collective, moving us out of confusion and indecision into a period of greater certainty. I understand some of you might be thinking, things still feel confusing, or it still looks indecisive, or there's still separation. What I'm picking up on are energetic shifts which may not yet be fully manifesting in the physical world. These are futuristic energies that are currently in the process of shifting for the collective. So, while you might not see the physical evidence in your individual twin flame connection just yet, trust that these powerful energetic shifts are happening. I want to delve deeper into who has received clarity or how decisiveness has been reached in this connection. The Rest and Rejuvenation card came up in the upright position. According to the guidebook, this card suggests that someone has spent time alone, going within themselves, and has reached some clarity or conclusion about the connection. This clarity might be silent, meaning the person may not be openly communicative about the shift they've experienced. For many of you listening, especially those who are divine feminines, this might resonate strongly. If you have a divine masculine who has been silent or not communicating, know that they may have gone within themselves and experienced a powerful shift. They've moved from a place of indecision and uncertainty in the 3D physical world to a state of total clarity about this connection and what they want from it. The card from the Lover's Oracle that came through carries a heartfelt message. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. I feel like I'm channeling this message from a divine masculine to his divine feminine. This masculine has reached a deep inner clarity, but he might not be openly expressing it yet. He's silently come to this conclusion within himself. Another card that came out is Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. I can sense the enthusiasm, passion, and excitement that this divine masculine is feeling for the connection. It's as if these emotions are bubbling beneath the surface, quietly building up. I keep hearing that this shift is silently happening. It's unfolding beneath the surface, in the darkness, in the quiet, and during this period of separation. There's a strong message here for someone. If you're a divine feminine, you might not even be aware of this shift within your masculine, because he may not be fully communicating it yet. I'm going to see if I can get more clarity on this, but I also want to mention that when I speak about the divine feminine and divine masculine in any twin flame connection, these energies can be flipped or reversed. This is because the twin flame connection mirrors energies perfectly. So sometimes what I say about the divine masculine might actually resonate with you as the divine feminine, and vice versa. I say this often, and many of you already know, but for those who are new here, it's important to understand that the terms divine masculine and divine feminine aren't necessarily tied to biological or constructed gender. The divine masculine can be a biological male or female. It's more about the energy. Now, I'm seeking clarification on who has recently gained some clarity within this connection. Is this powerful shift from indecision to decision? 3 cards came out, and here's what they're telling me. The first card is Blossoming Abundance, in reverse. To me, this symbolizes someone feeling like something is slipping through their fingers or out of their reach. It feels like there was someone in this connection who thought they were losing the love or connection with the other person, like they couldn't hold on any longer. Next, we have the Thinking Man, in reverse. I usually interpret this as the divine masculine's ego being dominant, but the reversal suggests a release of that ego. It's like, because this person felt like they were losing something so important, they experienced an ego death, or had to let go of their ego. I'm seeing an image of a man crying, going through a massive emotional release. It's like this intense wave of emotion has cracked him wide open, changing everything about who he thought he was. The third card, the World, indicates expansion and opening up. It's like this experience, feeling like they lost the connection or that it was slipping away, forced them to release their ego. And now, because of this, there's been a huge expansion in their consciousness. They were broken by the situation, but it allowed them to break wide open and grow. This could apply to either the divine feminine or masculine in your connection. I hope to dive into more specifics soon, but these are the initial energies I'm picking up on. All right, I'm going to reshuffle the deck and focus specifically on the divine masculine from a 3D physical perspective. You know I like to channel messages from both the 3D physical self and the higher self of both the divine feminine and divine masculine. Just so you know, this reading is timeless. My readings and messages are always timeless, meant to resonate whenever they reach you. Interestingly, the word escape came up in the love scramble, and I heard, let's just run away together. It's like the divine masculine is thinking or feeling this from a 3D perspective, wanting to escape everything with the divine feminine. The energy coming through is so intense, almost buzzing, which is why I might trip over my words a bit. I apologize for that, but there's just so much fast-moving energy in this reading. I realize I'm channeling for the divine masculine in the 3D, and what I'm picking up is this thought or feeling of let's just escape together, let's just run away. Another word that came up is solve, which makes me feel like the divine masculine is wrestling with some problem in the connection that feels unsolvable. Yet, he keeps running it through his mind, trying to figure it out, almost like he believes that by escaping together, they can somehow solve it. There's this mix of heroism and escapism coming through from the masculine energy I'm tapping into, but I'm not sure if he's even fully communicating this yet. The first card that came out, representing the divine masculine's 3D physical self, was all tied up in the reverse position. Let me share a bit more about this card. When reversed, it signifies that the ties that have been holding you back are about to come undone. A situation that once felt stuck is now opening up, and the restrictions are clearing. This card also indicates that you're ready to break free from the habits and patterns that have kept you bound for so long. It's time to liberate yourself. This resonates so strongly with what I've been channeling in my readings lately. There's been a recurring theme for many in the collective where the divine masculine was stuck in a karmic cycle, whether that's a negative pattern, attachment to a karmic partner, or being caught in negative behavior or thought loops. This was creating an energetic block, which was really frustrating for the divine feminine. As a result, many divine feminines in the collective responded by pulling away or distancing themselves in some way. While you can never fully sever a twin flame connection, I sense that many have energetically stepped back. Now, with all tied up reversed, it's like I'm hearing the divine masculine say, I'm ready to leave these old patterns, habits, and connections behind. He's ready to break free from whatever was holding him back and constraining this twin flame energy. The second card that came out was Strategy in the reverse position. I'm not entirely sure how this fits in, but I'll dive deeper to get more clarity. What is this divine masculine ready to break free from? What situation is he trying to escape? What has he already liberated himself from? The Sun card, in the upright position, symbolizes new beginnings and bright possibilities. It's as if there's a message here about breaking free from old constraints and stepping into a fresh start. I understand that these messages might seem confusing, especially if the energies haven't fully manifested in your physical reality just yet. It's possible that these shifts are still unfolding energetically. Let me dive deeper into this card's meaning to channel more insights from the guidebook, new beginnings, and great creativity. This is your moment for a fresh start, a time when a nurturing new light is entering your life. It signifies divine inspiration, personal growth, and the exciting culmination of an important project or even the birth of a new you. I'm picking up on a metaphor of childbirth, which might sound unusual, but hear me out. For the divine masculine, or perhaps for the general energy within your twin flame connection, there seems to have been a period of intense emotional pain and challenges. This could still be ongoing, with some residual energies from this difficult time. However, from a higher perspective, this pain and confusion are like the labor pains of giving birth, bringing forth something new and beautiful. So, it feels like this masculine had to break free from old patterns through a challenging experience, often involving disconnect, separation, or confusion, to make way for a wonderful new beginning in this twin flame journey. Moving on to the next card, the Strategy card in reverse, let's delve into what it means. When this card is reversed, it points to a stall in progress due to a lack of planning. You might have a goal, but without a clear plan, it's hard to move forward. This resonates with what I'm sensing. The divine masculine is now clear about what he wants, breaking free from old constraints and starting anew with the divine feminine. He's decided on this path, but feels uncertain about how to make it happen. For some divine feminines, you might notice that while the masculine has become more decisive, there may still be a lack of visible action or progress. This is because, even though he knows what he wants, he's struggling to figure out how to achieve it. That's the energy coming through with this card. So, what exactly is it that the masculine feels uncertain about achieving in this connection? It turns out, once again, the Sun card appeared upright. This reinforces that the thing he's unsure how to achieve is that bright new beginning, a fresh start he deeply desires. By the way, this card is connected to the number 1, and I've been noticing the number 111 popping up frequently. Another card that jumped out is the door to personal healing and happiness in the upright position. It's like the divine masculine is saying, I'm ready to heal and build a happy, stable future together. But I'm not quite sure how to make that happen. He's clear on what he wants, healing and happiness in this connection. But the path to getting there remains unclear. To understand why he's feeling this way, I pulled the Caring Connections card in the upright position. This card suggests that he deeply values this connection and is committed to nurturing it. It's like he's saying, I care about you so much, and I don't want to make any mistakes. This card often signifies the start or deepening of meaningful relationships, suggesting that he wants to build a stronger bond, but is unsure how to proceed. Adding to this, the 7th chakra card appeared in reverse, which relates to the crown chakra and our connection to the divine. This card suggests that the masculine might have been disconnected from his higher self or spiritual guidance for a long time. It's as if he's saying, I've been out of touch with my true self for so long that I'm not sure how to reconnect or start anew. There's a sense of having built his life on ego or inauthentic foundations, leaving him uncertain about how to reconnect with his spiritual self and move forward. The word company keeps coming up, and it might hint at a masculine who's been tied to a job or career that feels draining or ego-driven. It's as if he's built a whole life around this career, perhaps even a family and a suburban home, based on what seemed right, rather than what truly aligns with his soul's purpose. For some, this could feel like a massive task to confront, like trying to figure out where to start in tearing down the life built on inauthenticity. It's a challenge to reconcile this new clarity with the reality of his current situation. The next card that came out is patience. It feels like we're tapping into messages from the divine masculine's higher self here. I'm picking up a sense that his soul is asking the divine feminine to be patient. He's constructed so much of his life from a place of ego or disconnection from his true self, perhaps due to deep-seated wounds or societal expectations. I'm sensing that this is a significant part of his journey, and patience is being asked for as he navigates this complex transformation. Let me see if I can gather more details about this. Ever wondered why this divine masculine built his life around ego and disconnection from his true self? Picture a young boy growing up in a chaotic and conflicted environment. This might resonate with some of you. For this masculine, childhood felt like a battleground, full of conflict and turbulence. The card's journey reversed and 7th chakra upright came up. They suggest that it was only through separation or distance that this masculine began to realize just how disconnected he was from his true divine self. This distance has prompted a profound awakening, a breaking open of his crown chakra and a reconnection with the divine. Often, divine masculines choose, on a soul level, to be born into challenging environments. These tough circumstances are meant to help them experience contrast, darkness, and confusion, so they can learn to transform it into light. This process, known as light work, involves turning painful and difficult experiences into wisdom, understanding, and clarity. I wanted to share this to help understand why divine masculines often face such tough paths. It's all part of their soul's journey toward growth and enlightenment. In this journey, the feeling of disconnection or the perception of the divine feminine pulling away is playing a significant role. This experience is either in the process of, or will eventually lead to, a profound awakening, a breaking open of his crown chakra, and a deepening of his connection to the divine. Now, let's talk about the 3rd card that came out, attachment. This card often points to some form of negative attachment. So why is this card showing up? What is this divine masculine still clinging to in the 3D world? The word control also came up, suggesting that this masculine might be struggling with trying to control outcomes or circumstances. It seems he feels like he's losing or has lost control in some way. What exactly does he feel he's losing control over? The 3rd chakra card, which represents the solar plexus, came out reversed. This typically signals issues with boundaries or confidence. I'm picking up on a masculine who has recently experienced a significant hit to his self-confidence. For some, this could be related to an ego collapse or a major upheaval in his life, possibly triggered by the divine feminine's withdrawal. When this card is reversed, it indicates a low point in energy, possibly a lack of direction or purpose. He might be feeling fragmented and struggling to focus or regain his sense of self. It seems like this divine masculine is really feeling the weight of low energy and a sense of purposelessness. I'm hearing him express, either through his higher self or in the 3D realm, "I feel lost without you," talking directly to the divine feminine. It's as if, without her presence in his life, everything feels meaningless and disconnected. This realization seems to have hit him hard recently, understanding that without the divine feminine, there's a lack of purpose and divine connection in his life. If you're a divine feminine tuning in, your masculine might not be openly discussing these feelings. However, this message keeps resurfacing, especially with the Daughter Spirit card coming up. This card represents a blossoming of intuition, spiritual awakenings, and new beginnings. It's clear that this masculine is undergoing a profound transformation. The recurring themes of the crown chakra and the Daughter Spirit indicate that he's experiencing a deep ego death. His life is falling apart in ways that are pushing him back toward his true soul purpose, whether he's vocal about it or not. The Daughter Spirit card symbolizes that this spiritual awakening, though intense and painful, is leading to greater healing and deeper connection. It's like undergoing surgery, painful but necessary for the ultimate healing and growth. This painful process is clearing out what no longer serves him, paving the way for a more authentic and profound connection with the divine feminine. It feels like this transformation is unfolding beneath the surface in a really intense and painful way. It's as if everything that doesn't align with his true self is being energetically extracted from his life. This process is clearing the path for a deeper connection within his twin flame relationship to manifest physically. If you're a divine feminine, you might not be able to see the full extent of this transformation yet. You might only catch glimpses of the changes occurring within the masculine. I want to dig deeper into the Daughter Spirit card to understand how this spiritual awakening is playing out in his everyday life. What's being removed from his life, and how is this spiritual shift impacting him in the physical world? The card that came out next is Happy Family in reverse. This suggests that the spiritual awakening is causing shifts in his long-standing emotional connections and relationships. He may be experiencing a growing sense of disconnection from friends, family, or even karmic partners. If he's involved with relationships that are karmic or have negative attachments, these connections might be dissolving. As he raises his vibration through this awakening, he's literally vibrating out of these old relationships. It's like these connections are falling away painfully as he moves toward a higher state of being and aligns more closely with his true self and purpose. The chaos is becoming more apparent in the physical realm. The storm warning card is showing up, highlighting that this spiritual awakening is creating significant upheaval for the masculine. It seems that this period has been filled with turmoil and pain, particularly in his immediate environment, whether that's in a challenging marriage, with toxic relationships with siblings or in-laws, or even with his own parents. As his crown chakra opens and his connection to the divine deepens, it's pulling away all the attachments that no longer serve his true soul purpose. I'm curious to know more about these storms he's facing. What exactly is being stirred up? The woman holding a heart card came out reversed, which often points to emotional overwhelm or instability in love or close relationships. It could signal that his personal relationships are feeling chaotic or turned upside down right now. The synchronicity here is striking. This card perfectly aligns with what I've been sensing, that all relationships and attachments not aligned with the masculine's true purpose are being removed as he elevates his vibration and deepens his connection with his higher self and the divine. When discussing twin flame energy, it's important to remember that each person's experience will vary based on their unique situation. For many, this could involve dealing with karmic friendships that have been holding the divine masculine back from connecting with his divine path. This might also include resolving issues with a third-party feminine, whether through a marriage or another relationship. Additionally, it could involve facing painful family dynamics, where he's distancing himself from family members who have caused him pain, both in childhood and adulthood. Whatever the specifics, be it family, friends, or romantic relationships. The masculine's world seems to be experiencing significant upheaval. But just like when you undergo surgery to remove something harmful from your body, these challenging changes are helping to clear away what no longer serves him. This process is making way for deeper spiritual healing and a more profound connection with his own divinity and his divine feminine. Now, let's dive into the divine masculine's higher self. The second chakra card came out in reverse. This card relates to intimacy and creativity, and it suggests looking inward to uncover any feelings or blockages that might be holding him back. It's time to release old fears and self-limitations and recognize that true closeness can be both safe and fulfilling. This is about embracing the depth of sharing that is deserved in relationships. So, it seems like this divine masculine's higher self is revealing something he might not have been fully aware of or has been hesitant to talk about. It's like he's been grappling with a deep fear of intimacy, both emotional and physical. In the past, or even now, he might have seemed like he was only interested in a physical connection, but shied away from opening up emotionally. Or he might have felt this intense spiritual bond with you, but struggled to bring that into a more physical or romantic space. His higher self is saying that his behavior stemmed from a deep-seated fear of truly sharing both emotional and physical intimacy. On some level, he didn't believe he deserved this kind of deep, meaningful connection, which might have caused him to act in ways that made you feel undervalued. The Thinking Woman card that came out could be hinting at how this fear may have pushed you into a more ego-driven space. Essentially, by not embracing the full spectrum of intimacy, he inadvertently made you question your worth, even though the real issue was his own sense of inadequacy. The cards that followed, the sun reversed and the world reversed, suggest that this masculine's fear and closure have held back the potential for a new beginning between you two. It's like he's been explaining how his own inner struggles have led to delays and barriers in your connection. If you're finding yourself resonating with these messages about intimacy blocks or feeling unworthy of having a fulfilling connection, romantic, physical, and emotional, it might be worth exploring any blockages in your sacral chakra. This is often mirrored between twin flames, so you might notice these issues in both yourself and your twin. Let's see what final insights this divine masculine's higher self wants to share. What additional messages does he have for the divine feminine? I'm seeing a message about how criticizing each other only deepens unhappiness. This masculine's higher self is encouraging the divine feminine to love and accept each other as you are, rather than focusing on past conflicts and triggers. He's urging her to view the connection from a higher perspective, embracing it with unconditional love and acceptance. This shift in perspective can help transform and heal the relationship, turning intensity and wounds into deeper understanding and connection. It seems like there's a feeling of instability in this connection, and the divine masculine is hoping for a chance to build a stronger, more stable foundation together. With the Freedom card also appearing, suggesting, "There's nothing stopping you, the path is clear if you want it to be." It feels like there's an invitation to move forward with clarity and intention. I'm looking into what this criticism or triggering dynamic might be that the masculine's higher self is referring to. 3 cards came out: the third chakra reversed, the thinking woman reversed, and the garden and the gate. The third chakra, representing the solar plexus chakra, indicates that the triggering is rooted in deeper, unresolved wounds from earlier in life, possibly from childhood. These wounds aren't directly caused by each other, but they are being activated and reflected in your interactions. One of the wounds we've touched on is related to sacral chakra intimacy blocks. Another recurring issue here involves confidence and boundaries. It seems that these 2 areas, the sacral chakra and the solar plexus, are deeply connected. The divine masculine's higher self is revealing that the lack of confidence and the difficulty in setting and maintaining boundaries have weakened the sacral chakra. This weakness has made it challenging to form strong, intimate connections because there wasn't a solid sense of self or core confidence. This higher self is pointing to these foundational chakra wounds as the root cause of the triggering and disconnect between the twin flames. To address this, focusing on chakra-specific energy clearing could be highly beneficial. This work can help clear these blocks and enhance the intimacy and connection between you and your twin flame. With the thinking woman reversed, it feels like the divine masculine is acknowledging that the divine feminine may have built up walls and stepped into a protective, ego-based space due to his behavior. He understands that these defenses are a response to his actions, and that they might be clouding your view of the true nature of your connection. He's asking you to let go of the ego, as it acts like a blindfold that obscures the divine truth of your relationship. By releasing these ego-driven defenses, you can move past the criticism and triggers and see the love connection more clearly. It feels like the divine masculine's higher self is saying, "I get why you've put up walls and retreated into your ego to feel safe, divine, feminine." Those walls might offer temporary protection, but they also block out the true connection we could have. I'm asking you to let go of some of those fears and insecurities so we can start fresh and build a strong, stable future together. Then, with the garden and the gate card, the message is about broadening your perspective. It's like the guidebook is urging you to expand your vision and consider all the possibilities. I've used a lot of metaphors about gaining a bird's eye view and removing blindfolds, and it all ties together here. The ego often limits our view and can even blind us to the true nature of this connection. Both of your higher selves are inviting you to shed those ego-driven barriers, see the relationship with clear eyes, and embrace a broader perspective. This openness is key to moving past the hurt and building a new, harmonious future. I know this might sound a bit general, but I believe it will resonate deeply with someone who finds this reading. Now, let's shift focus and have a heart-to-heart with the divine feminine. From a physical 3D perspective, the cards that came out are Indecision and Door to Spirit, reversed. It seems like there's a situation where the divine feminine might be feeling stuck or unsure, possibly because her intuition has been blocked. It could also be that she faced some indecision that led to this block. There's a sense that her ability to trust herself, and perhaps trust the masculine, has been shaken. Here's a more specific scenario I'm picking up. It seems like there was a divine feminine who noticed red flags or received intuitive signals about the masculine's behavior. However, she chose to ignore these signs, perhaps because she didn't want to face the reality of what was happening. By shutting herself off from her intuitive guidance, she may have been trying to protect or salvage the connection, even though it meant sacrificing her own clarity and self-trust. Then, it seems like the divine feminine experienced a moment of realization. How could I have been so blind? How did I miss this? This realization brought feelings of hurt and betrayal, making her question her trust in the masculine. In response, she shut herself off from her intuition. It was almost like her ego took a hit. I feel like a fool for trusting you or waiting around. She began to doubt her own spiritual guidance, thinking, if I was wrong about this, what if I'm wrong about everything? What if we're not even twin flames? What if I'm just delusional? This uncertainty led to a deep sense of confusion and indecision, as she questioned the validity of her feelings and the connection itself. When this realization hit, it threw everything into chaos for the feminine. She started questioning, if I was wrong about this, what else might I have been wrong about? This might not apply to everyone, but for some, it's a deeply personal struggle. The Thinking Woman card coming up upright reflects how this hurt has led her into a period of confusion and indecision. On the other hand, the Masculine's card, Indecision in Reverse, shows he's gaining clarity and understanding about the connection. Meanwhile, the feminine seems to be experiencing more confusion and chaos than before. The situation that caused her to question her own judgment has also led her ego to take over, building walls and making her doubt her own intuition and trust in the connection. I'm picking up on a really heavy, confusing energy for this divine feminine. If this resonates with you, you might be feeling overwhelmed by chaos and doubt, leading to restless nights with racing thoughts. The key to easing this uncertainty and reconnecting with your intuition is to step away from the whirlwind of thoughts and chaos. As I was talking about chakra clearing and subliminals, a card flew out, the yin-yang card in the upright position. This is incredibly synchronistic because I was just discussing the feminine's doubts and confusion about whether this connection is indeed a twin flame bond. Seeing this card, which I strongly associate with twin flames, is a powerful affirmation. It's like the card is confirming that your intuition about this being a divine connection is valid. Even if you've recently felt disconnected from your inner knowing or questioned the signs, your soul has always recognized the truth about this connection. So, trust what you've always known deep down. This card is a beautiful reminder from your higher self, affirming the divine nature of your twin flame bond. I'm tuning into what this divine feminine is feeling on a higher soul level about the connection right now. The card that came up is Woman holding a coin in the reverse position. This card often signifies feelings of being undervalued or criticized, which might lead you to question your own worth. It's a reminder that you don't have to let anyone else's negative energy define you. You're always free to value yourself and set boundaries against any toxic influences. Here's the message I'm getting. It seems like the divine feminine may be feeling unappreciated by the divine masculine, leading to a sense of self-devaluation. But remember, in a twin flame connection, we often reflect what we feel about ourselves back to each other. If you're struggling to see your own worth and truly value yourself, that's likely being mirrored in the relationship. The higher self of the divine feminine is urging you to recognize your own worth and fully embrace self-love. By valuing yourself deeply, you're setting the stage for your twin flame to mirror that same level of respect and appreciation back to you. It's a two-way street, so nurturing your own value helps shift the dynamics of the connection in a positive direction. I'd like to dive deeper into what the divine feminine's higher self is sharing. It seems there's a message about patience and staying open, even when things aren't entirely clear. The card that came out is Patience in Reverse, which points to the idea of peaceful redirection. It encourages you to stay open to new options, even if the path isn't fully visible yet. The Divine Feminine's higher self is urging her to keep her heart open, even if she can't see how things will come together. It's a reminder that the ego can't always predict or plan every detail, but leaving space for this connection to grow is crucial. Keep your heart open to the possibilities, regardless of the current physical situation. Additionally, with the Simple Path card upright, the higher self is advising that there's no need to force or push things. The key is to stay aligned with your true self and allow guidance to come naturally. You're already on the right path simply by being open and letting things unfold in their own time. Trust that you don't need to control every step. Just allow the journey to flow. I know this message might seem a bit complex, but I trust it's what someone out there needs to hear right now. Let's see what final insights the Divine Feminine's higher self has for us. The card that came out is Freedom. Interestingly, this card also appeared in the Masculine's reading. It's a powerful reminder that the path is clear if you want it to be. To the Divine Feminine connecting with this reading, you need to know that you are more powerful, radiant, and magnetic than you may realize. You might have a vision for your future with your masculine, a vision you've always held dear. But recent events might have made it seem like that vision was no longer possible, as if obstacles had completely blocked your path. Now is the time to let go of those limiting beliefs. Release the idea that past events or obstacles mean you can't achieve your vision for this connection. You are the creator of your own life experience, both individually and with your twin. You have the power to shape this connection however you wish. Set your intentions and know that your true power doesn't come from pushing or forcing things. It comes from aligning with your soul's truth and maintaining an open heart. Your magnetism arises from the courage to stay true to yourself and to remain open to giving and receiving love, even when it feels challenging. That's where your true strength lies. As we conclude this reading, if you found it meaningful, I'd love for you to subscribe and join our wonderful community here on YouTube. You can also connect with me on Instagram at MagnetizeOfficial. Sending you all my love today. Take care, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next reading.